What's up, y'all? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. I am here on WINJECT TV. It's presented by WINJECT Studios, and I freaking love this place, right? So I'm here every Monday at 11 a.m. So I don't know where you guys are, but let's go. You guys got to get on here, and let's get it going. Now, if you're watching the replay, please go ahead and hashtag replay for me. I do go on there and check for comments and so on and so forth, right? I do want to invite you, though, exclusively to my free community on winject.com/register. You go on there totally free and get yourself a profile and go onto my community, be a part of my podcast community on there, because I really want to build that up and start pouring into people. And we're going to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff and things that you're just not going to see everywhere else. I'm only going to do it for the WINJECT community, and I want to communicate with you guys and be on there and Zoom calls and all that great stuff. So make sure that you go on there, winject.com/register. And I appreciate you guys being here with me at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. And so I am super stoked. Oh, there we go. winject.com/groups/Neena Perez. You got it. winjects.com/groups/Neena Perez. So get on there and be with me. I want to give a quick shout out to my grandbaby, Noah. Hi, Noah, because Noah gets on every Monday and he's like, Grandma, Grandma, Grandma. I know, I'm too beautiful and young to be a grandma, but I am. And he's always yelling on there and yelling into the screen. And so I just wanted to say hi to him so I can reciprocate what he's saying. Anyway, so go ahead and make sure that while you're here, down here below, there are some buttons. Make sure you press them, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and let's get going, because I want to make sure that this grows. I want to make sure that we connect with each other. This is super important. winject.com/register. winject.com/group/Neena Perez. It's a lot of stuff going on. So make sure that you read the show notes. I'm sure all that is going to be on there. And I want to make sure that while you're here live with me, I want to see comments. So make sure that you're leaving comments. Say good morning, say hello. Let me know that you're here, so I'm not out here in this multiverse about myself, but that somebody's out here with me. And so, this is really, really something, right? So the other day, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was speaking to my son. And so he came over and we were talking about like stepping out and doing things and whatever. He said, yeah, I want to have faith over fear. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally named this episode Faith Over Fear like a month ago, because I give a whole month or 3 to 4 weeks of shows, titles. And it just so happened that he talked about faith over fear just, I think it was yesterday. And then here I am today talking about faith over fear. So I thought that was really freaking cool, right? It's amazing how those things start to align. And then I start to say, okay, so when you're talking about faith over fear, like, we have to then describe what they are, right? So what is fear, right? And fear, as you guys know, is like a feeling that comes in, right? Like something that you are perceiving as danger, and it's giving you like this visceral reaction, right? And so when you get those kind of reactions, or when you start to have this behavior of fear, you start to really behave a little bit differently and act a little differently, because now you are sitting in this fear, right? And honestly, fear can be very valuable, right? Because as you know, life is full of both having this faith that helps you overcome fear, but both of them are really, really important, I think, right? So it takes sometimes, at least I'll speak from my perspective, right? It takes sometimes this immense amount of fear that comes into your life in order for you to find some sort of joy or find some sort of faith, because that fear sometimes can really stop you from doing so many things in your life. And sometimes you might have to lose it all in order to gain it all, if that makes sense, right? Sometimes we have fear of losing things, whether it's a relationship, a person, money, whatever it is. And sometimes it just takes like losing it in order to gain it, right? So for me, I found that a lot of my fears and things that I had gone on in my life, I used to be very afraid to sleep at night because of the domestic violence in my life and the molestation and stuff in my life. So that caused a lot of fear, and it made me very not willing to open up. It changed the way I saw people and saw things, right? But when you allow these fears to come in, they can start to really destroy you. And I know that was a time in my life where I really did make or let all of these fears come in and start to destroy me. And when they started to come in, they started to pull me out of who I really am. What's that, Chris? So freaking true. Don't block God's blessings holding onto something not meant for you, right? And the thing is that it's a mental thing too, right? So God has these plans for you. He has these things that he's setting up for you and wants you to overcome these things. And finding true faith, to me, was finding this true faith in God and finding this faith also in myself, knowing that God didn't create junk. God don't make junk, right? And so finding that true faith really helped me catapult me forward. Right? He has completely equipped us with everything that we need to overcome these fears and overcome these challenges that come in our life. And a lot of times what's that? Junkyard zone. Well, yeah. So you could throw all your crap in there, right? So the truth is, I think that we try too hard sometimes to like will it out or figure it out or do it ourselves. And lots of times when you're going through these issues, you do need to have a foundation. You need to have a relationship. With me, it's my relationship with my creator that has really truly helped catapult me forward in my life, because I had a lot of fears. I mean, for someone who was molested as a child and then beaten all the time and then had a gun to their head and they pulled the trigger, and all that caused a lot of fears of a lot of things in my life, right? But we have to understand that these emotions are here to have an experience. You have to have an experience in life of fear in order to know that you need faith, that you need joy, that you need that, right? These are completely two things on the opposite spectrum, but they work together. If you have fear, you have to figure out how you're going to overcome this fear and have a faith that can go with it, right? So this thing that comes into your life to stop you from moving forward will cease, but you will know it because you know the difference, right? When I was living in complete fear, I was just talking to a friend of mine about this because we were talking about mental health and fear and all this stuff. And I remember when I tried to commit suicide, how I drank that bottle of pills and I sat there and I didn't see a way out. I didn't see a way out. I thank God all the time that did not succeed. Had that succeeded, I would not be here today to experience life and know that life is a full experience, right? Hey, beauty goals. Life is a full experience, and you're supposed to experience fear and you're supposed to experience faith. And you can't have one without the other, because how then do you know that you're experiencing it, right? But we have to overcome this darkness of fear, this darkness that comes over us, because fear can feel very, very dark, right? And we have to replace that with that joy that faith will bring you when that darkness seems completely overwhelming and unrelenting. Because how many times have we all been in some dark places and it feels like it won't stop, right? It's unrelenting, but I promise you that it will. Right? The key is finding what is missing in your life. Identify those things that are missing in your life that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that will go ahead and cut and infiltrate that dark space in your life, because it can happen. It will happen. Everything is temporary, guys. Everything is temporary, and so is fear. So I want you to develop a type of faith that will cut through all of that, all of the fear that you are going through, whatever that is. Fear of what they're going to do to you, fear of what people say, fear of people taking things from you, fear of abuse, fear of love, fear of success, all of that stuff, because all of those things are very, very real, right? And so I was sitting, when I was thinking about the topics I wanted to talk about on the live, I said, what are some things that I have done in my life? Like, what are some strategies that I have done in my life that have conquered that darkness that I used to have in my life, that fear that I used to have in my life? Now, I will tell you that there are different types of fear, right? I fear the Lord, I fear God, but it's not in a scary and dark place, but a fear of reverence and knowing that He is the creator of all things. And I respect it. There's a fear that comes with an ultimate respect of something. But I'm talking about that fear that comes and causes this darkness in your life, this fear that helps you not move forward, right? And so first and foremost, in everything that I have done, in all of my strategies and everything, I find that my relationship with God and my creator, He is my creator, is been the one thing that's really held me strong into everything that I conquer in my life. Everything that I conquer in my life, right? It is very, very likely, if you're listening to me, that you have gone through some stuff and that you have gone through some fears, dark fears. But then maybe it's also very likely that your faith in a creator has brought you through that darkness so far, right? It is very, very likely. And I thought about this, and I was looking up some things, and I found Psalms 56, and it says, when I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me? Right? The key is raising awareness to identify truth from illusion. Then your perspective changes. Exactly. And how does it do it? You have to exactly raise your awareness. You have to realize that you need a creator, you need people, you need faith in yourself. This is not a road you do alone, right? This is a road you do with this is a road you do with others. This is a road I have had to do first with God, then with people, right? Because your faith in your creator, right, will give you the ability to sustain you, right? Don't overlook that. That is super important. I wanted to talk about faith over fear in this way, because in order for you to go and conquer these things, you need your creator, right? Fear, pain, and trials are there as an opportunity to forge the skills. Exactly, right? Don't overlook that. If you believe that the creator has kept you going through the worst moments of your life, then there is no reason, while this dark thing you're going through right now, that He won't be there to get you through that as well, right? If you have already been through some stuff and you got through it, He is there to get you through this too, right? So when you feel this fear, because a lot of us are feeling like this sense of fear, like we can't move forward, right? I feel like, like we're stuck or something. But truth be told, you will get through this too. If you're breathing, you're undefeated. Whew! Go ahead, Chris. Drop it. Right? I was reading Psalms, obviously, right? And it said, I sought the Lord and He answered me and delivered me from all my fears. But I love Psalm 56, which is what I read for you. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. And what flesh can do to me? What can flesh do to me? Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Rest assured that God will see you through, guys. I want you to keep that in your mind. God will see you through. Remember that He is in the ultimate control of your life. And whatever you go through, it's because you need to learn something. There is a lesson there that you need to learn. Learn it. Okay, stop being stubborn and trying to go around it and try to go zigzag it. Learn the lesson so that you can then build whatever it is that you are trying to build, right? He has a plan for every season of your life, and you are super important to him. You are super important to the world. You are super important to who you serve. So learn your lesson so that you can elevate, get to the next level of wherever it is you're going. All right. Get that lesson filled, because a lot of times we don't want to be living that lesson over and over again, right? So you can elevate, right? You mofos gonna learn today. Not sure what's to come, but I'm dying. Oh, you are hilarious. You are hilarious, right? But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you just a little quick story. I remember when me and my hubby and my kids and stuff, I had decided that I was really, 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 really unhappy with my job. I was really unhappy with my job. I could barely breathe when I had to go to work, super anxiety ridden, but I needed my job, right? We needed the job. And so I remember that I was in prayer, and I don't know if I've shared this with you guys, but I'm going to say it briefly. I was in prayer, and when I was praying, I said, God, you know what? I feel in my heart like you want me to go back to school to be a chef. So I'll tell you what, if you come down here and tell me that I'm released to quit my job, I'll quit my job. All right. 30 minutes later, husband comes in from work, says, I don't know what this means, but I was in the car and I was worshiping and singing. And God said, go in there, tell your wife I said she's released. Okay. Like the same words. So I quit my job. But you know what happened? We lost everything. Lost the house, the cars, the money, everything. This was in 2008. You already know the deal here in the US, right? We hit a bad time. We lost everything. Right. And I was really, really, really upset, because how dare I, hear these words from God, quit my job, and now I lose everything. Right. Losing everything, though, gave me everything. And because in the middle of that, I remember having a tantrum and a fit, and God saying, I told you to be obedient. I never told you it would be easy. And that changed my entire life. I realized that life is not going to be all roses and petals and stuff all over and all around you all the time. Shit happens. But you know what doesn't change? God. He doesn't change. And the faith that I place in him, I know that I will overcome all things. I will be able to succeed in all things. Faith over fear. Because fear was way too much of my life. And once you find faith, listen here, okay? Once you find it, losing everything gave me everything. Yes, exactly. Losing everything gave me the 6 figures I have today, gave me the mindset I have today, gave me the wisdom I have today. I realized I was a 4.0 student. I realized I'm super freaking smart. I realized that I can build things, that I take companies from startups and I push them forward. I am the bomb.com. Like, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I used to always just survive. And then I realized I got a lot in me, right? Why? Faith in God, faith in my creator, and then faith in myself, right? Because you can't just sit there all day doing nothing thinking God is going to do it for you. You need to get up and you need to go. Okay. Yes, bomb.com. Right. You know what? I feel that Puerto Rican coming out of me too. She's coming out, right? Know who you are, guys. Know who you are. Know whose you are, right? You ever look up and say, I know that you're trying to get me. I know what you're trying to get me to do. Not falling for it today. I know you've heard me say that before. Yeah, right? Sometimes you feel like God is setting you up for sure. But you know why? Lesson. Because if you don't fall for it, you've learned your lesson, right? If you do fall for it, oops on you, learn your lesson, right? Know who you are. I realized that I had to find out who I am. If you don't know who you are, I want you to pause and think about what you like, what you dislike, how you see things, what your perspective is. You don't have to agree with everybody. I don't. Okay? I don't. Right? What you have been through, and what you have overcome has become your blueprint, has become your strategies. That's what you now use to move forward in that faith that you need over that fear of whatever it is you're trying to do. Don't let other people's definition define who you are. Know who you are, right? I used to let people put that stuff on my flag and my banners all the time of who I was supposed to become, right? But I define me, baby. I define me. Okay. I find out that I am a very, very strong and intelligent individual. I'm a survivor. I'm very kind. I'm very blunt. And I am not a group thinker. I just don't follow people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I just don't follow everyone. I think for myself, and I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud that I don't think like everyone else. And when I hear everybody sitting around me talking like literally like the same thing, as if they all read the same script like the media does, I was like, wow, I really don't think like everybody, right? That took years of work and knowing who I am. But because I have learned that about me, I am always seeking my faith over fear. I'm tired of other people telling me what I can and cannot do. Okay. So try that. Learn who you are. Respect who you are. Give grace to who you are. All right. The next thing is try something new. You want to get over that? You want to get over that fear and try something with faith? Try something new. Don't let your old patterns, your old fears stop you. Okay. Don't let that this really just come and put a monkey wrench in your program of what you want to do. All right. There are many things in life that you can try that you've never tried before, but do it anyway. It's going to make you super uncomfortable, but it might bring you some immense pleasure, right? Because sometimes doing something new is what you need, what I need to get our mind off some stuff, right? Because when we have, hey, what's good? When we have a lot of garbage on our minds and stuff, and we have a lot of fears, like fear of starting that new business, fear of starting that new position, fear of, what people are going to say to me or say about me, fear of this, fear of that. Try something new. Don't worry about what anybody else has to say, right? Don't let your old patterns and your old fears stop you from stepping out into who you are. Right? There are many, like I said, activities out there that you have not tried. They're going to make you freaking uncomfortable, but do it anyway, because you might find out you like something that you didn't know you liked, right? Get your mind off the negative state, right? Get your mind off the negative state. It is not serving you, right? So put your mind in a place where you are going to try something new and find that you might have some joy in something very unexpected. Right. So try your hand at that, whether it's a new hobby, a new gig, a new whatever, a new job, whatever you want to do, try it. What's that? GFYS.com. I don't know. What is that? GY. What is that? Anyway, so skydiving, bungee jumping, I don't care what you do, try something new because you are going to realize it is not as scary as you thought, and that fear starts to diminish. So things that you bring up, the fear starts to diminish, right? And now you can start to really walk in the things. Okay. You can really start walking in those things that help you conquer the fears that are in your life, right? Look around you guys. You have people that love you. And they have talents and they have ideas and they have things that they could bring to the freaking table. There are people around you that are willing to support you. They're willing to do what they can. So look around you. Stop being afraid of everything and stop thinking that you have to do everything on your own. You don't. You don't have to do anything alone. Okay. And it's actually not good to start things alone because then you're only seeing things from one perspective. Bring people around you that care about you. Spend time with family. Spend time with friends or people that you appreciate and admire, right? Spend time with people like that. This is a good way to rehabilitate this mind and start like worrying about everything and having fear about what you're going to do next. I want you to really experience what it is to have faith over fear, right? Faith in knowing that you have the ability to start something new, faith in your creator, faith in knowing that you're going to get through it. You are going to get through it. Remember, people love you. Okay. They do. There's some people who love you unconditionally, right? But a lot of people will be there to support you in where it is you're going because they respect and love you, right? So be around people like that more. You're going to experience a lot of healing from a lot of fears when you do that, right? So make sure that you do that, all right? Now, I want you to think also, right? When we're thinking about fears, at least for me, through my journey of growing, I always thought about it with my emotions. I was always emotional about something, right? But facts and truth don't care about your feelings. They don't. So make a conscious effort to separate your thinking and your reasoning from your feelings, right? Sometimes you are afraid. What are people going to say about me? Who cares? Right? And when you really start to like take your emotion out of it, that it's not going to really affect you emotionally, then you don't really care so much. Now you have conquered that and now you can move forward, right? You're likely to start doing what it is you're afraid of if you start to pull some of your emotions out of it and realize that there are some facts. You just got to lay out some facts. All right? You apply some reasoning to those circumstances because a lot of times our fears are outdated. They're outdated. They're from things when we were a kid. And now we're still afraid of stuff. We're still afraid of people yelling at us. We're afraid of people not agreeing with us. We're afraid of losing stuff. We're afraid of all that stuff, right? You can't be and think at the same time. That's the path to identify what is truth and illusion. That's true. You can't be and think at the same time. Now, you're going to really start to feel yourself feeling lifted from all of these fears and darkness if you really allow yourself to practice some of these things I talked to you about. They're going to make you uncomfortable because the truth is our brain is there to help us, and so when we are afraid, our brain is really going to be there to kind of try to help us with that, right? So it really shuts down a lot of things and fear comes in and we stop going. But you cannot blame anybody but yourself. You need to get out of your own way. It's not always going to be easy, and stop thinking that it is, because it is not. You're going to be really heading up against some really hard things, but I want you to take that road less traveled. I want you to try something that you didn't try before. I want you to give a fear the ability to push you into faith, right? Your brain's primary function is to keep you alive. Exactly. All right? So commit to allowing your creator, then commit to allowing yourself, and commit to allowing other people around you, outside influences, to help you overcome this fear with faith, right? Use these things that I'm talking to you about and use them wisely. Make sure that you choose what is waiting for you, what is out there, what is that experience. Stop being fearful. You don't have much time. Tomorrow is not promised. Get your ass out there and do what it is you want to do. Give it a shot. So what if you fail? Who cares? Give it a shot and try anyway. It is up to you. Choose faith over fear, or choose fear over faith. Completely on you. What's that? The cross out method helps. I write all my concerns and issues that I may be feeling and then cross out whatever I have no control over. That is beautiful, beauty goals, and really helpful, right? Break the simulation. Take the what takes in a okay, I can't read. Takes in a miss about a focus and determination with faith. Break the simulation. Takes in a miss about a focus and determination with faith. Oh my gosh, guys. You guys are dropping such beautiful wisdom today. I hope that this has blessed you. Okay, got it. Got it. Oh my gosh. I really hope that you guys find true faith. I really, really do. I hope that you really, if you don't have a connection with your creator, please do find it. Please do find it. It has helped me in my life in such amazing, big, ginormous ways. I could never tell you how much, because it would be hours and hours of an episode. God is good. He is huge. He is big, and he is there. All right. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. But you know what? I want you guys to really choose. I'm going to give you guys the choice. Here you go. Here's what you do. You have to choose between faith over fear or fear over faith. You choose. I just pray you choose wisely. Thank you so much for being here with me. This is Neena Perez. This is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added on WINJECT TV. I'll see you next Monday. Until next time.
This broadcast is brought to you by WINJECT Studios. We are an all-in-one educational platform for podcasters that revolutionizes how hosts leverage content to increase engagement with listeners, downloads, and income. We come together to focus on community, collaboration, and collective impact. For more information on how you can interact directly with our hosts, access exclusive live content with offers you can't get anywhere else from our official partners, join our purpose-driven community by visiting www.winject.com. If you're ready to build a career doing what you love, then we're ready to see you there.